of us offer scholarships to students who are working to complete their education and earn a bachelor's degree, or is continuing her education with a post-bac to become a teacher. In Mu Chapter, the honoree is asked to join us for our annual Christmas party, where she receives her check and spends some time learning about ADK and our sisterhood. The recipients that have been selected over the years have been such a breath of fresh air, and their enthusiasm for teaching has inspired us all. Most of these future teachers have such passion that continues to motivate them in their chosen areas within the teaching profession. This past January, our chapter was introduced to such a young woman. A woman who has overcome her own personal setbacks in her life's journey to become the amazing young educator she is today. Our guest speaker is our last year Mu Chapter Scholarship winner. She has earned 2 previous scholarships: Against All Odds Scholarship from Peoria Unified School District and the Canyon Institute Scholarship from Grand Canyon University. She has received her bachelor's degree in government with a minor in psychology. Now, she is earning a teaching certification in special education while working as a paraprofessional at an elementary school. We are excited to hear from her today and learn about her passion and excitement for education. Please welcome Miss Emma Gibson.
I got this, guys. Well, hello. A life story that, can you hear me, guys?
Here, let's turn it this way.
Right?
Now talk. Now talk.
Can you hear me, guys? Yeah? Okay,
You're in the
great.
back. Yeah.
A life story doesn't just say what happened. It shows who the person is and who they are have become. So loud. I'm just saying. I didn't know where to start when I was first writing this, but I will begin with how I used to tell my story. In school, I used to try not to disclose that I have a disability and was in special education. Even though I loved being in special education, I felt embarrassed and insecure because many of my peers were not in special ed classes. It wasn't until I became an adult that I started to break away from that fear and embrace my story for the blessing as it is. Today I'm sharing my story as it deserves to be shared. I lived in the orphanage for the first 5 years of my life. When I was 10 months old, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, which affects my muscles, body coordination, and speech in my brain. By the time I was 5 years old, I was at a level of an 18-month child in almost all areas. Things began to change when I was adopted and moved to Arizona when I was 5 years old. 5.5 actually, sorry. I did not know any English, which starting school made it hard. Throughout my education, I have overcome the mental and physical challenges of my CP, such as walking, hand coordination, especially using my right hand, and speech improvement. Certain subjects, such as math and English, took longer to comprehend, which meant I had to put more work and effort to earn the grades that I wanted. I have always worked hard in all classes. My biggest struggle had been childhood apraxia of speech or speech apraxia. Either one works, guys, okay? Which makes it difficult to communicate with people clearly. However, my work ethic and support helped me maintain a B+ average in all classes. This would not be possible without special education. The foundation of special education is equal education opportunity and participation and independence for all students. I had an individualized education plan, or IEP, doesn't matter, that provided manageable goals and instructions and services that I needed. I received physical, occupational, and speech therapies for 14 years to strengthen my muscles, improve movement, and build vocal and language skills. This helped me improve fine and growth motor function so that I could accomplish tasks such as writing, tying shoelaces, walking, running, climbing stairs, and many other skills that I needed for daily life. Furthermore, intensive speech therapy helped me be able to improve my speech sounds, production, and language development. It taught me to be extra aware if I'm talking too loud talking too fast, not loud. Or needed to repeat words again. Speech therapy has improved my overall communication with people around me. Even with all this help, I struggled with peers in my classes and social studies because I was different. I spent a major part of my time in school attempting to overcompensate by trying to get straight A's to prove that I was smart, or being quiet so I don't get teased or bullied. I dreaded speaking in class. On one occasion, I had to present a short speech in 8th grade history class, and I would be all terrified to the point where I was shaking and crying to my dad. Despite that, history was and still is my favorite class in school. I really wanted to get that speech too. I knew my challenges would be evident to my peers. I remember thinking this would be the last time I'll be speaking in a large crowd. But obviously that didn't work out. We're the best. But there was the kind of peers who hurt with words, and I found myself constantly expecting chuckles instead of support from them. And it wasn't just my peers that challenged me in this way. I even had a teacher who tried to fail me and disclose my IEP in front of the whole class. Oh yeah. That's my brother, by the way, on the right. Despite these challenges, I was lucky to have my brother in the same grade as me. He was and still a source of love, comfort, support, and fun. He's older now, guys, don't worry. With or without a disability, you will meet all kinds of people, good and bad. Sometimes when you least expect it. When I was in 8th grade, I was experiencing seizures. During that time, my history teacher provided extra days for me to finish my project. And because he knew how hard I worked in class and said to me to put my health first. When there are teachers like that, it enables victories over challenges and insecurities. It's the best part, guys. Okay, I promise. One teacher in particular was my school speech teacher. She was one of the finest teachers I ever had. She was the type of teacher who showed up to a play that I was in, and as well as 2 high school scholarship events. She retired when I was in 3rd grade, and at her retirement party, she told me she would always be there for me, and she kept that promise. Long after she retired, she helped me practice and readjust my tongue when I got my braces. Today, she is a forever friend and mentor. Well, she's more like family, guys, okay? In fact, she's sitting right there, okay? It's the best part. Simply put, the purpose of special education is to remove barriers in order to give each student the best opportunity to have an equal quality education and a fulfilling life. Terms such as disability and disabled imply limitation, lack of, or impairment, which can be perceived as inadequate or weak. Unfortunately, discrimination against those with disabilities is not new or uncommon. However, I noticed the word impossible is not in the definition. I believe it has never been about that. These terms were never written or mentioned in my IEP because it was never about what I can't do, but about what I needed help in or I could improve on. Of course, students with disabilities can do many things, but they may need extra or more personalized services, practices, or other tools to achieve their goals. But this definition also emphasizes something else, the importance of people's first language. As of 2022, 77.3 million of students between the ages of 3 to 21 in the U.S. have disabilities. Therefore, it is important to consider the unique needs, interests, and language of people experiencing them when communicating about disabilities and other conditions. Changing phrases such as handicap parking to accessible parking, disabled children to children who have disabilities, autistic with autism to someone who has autism, and learning disabled to has a learning disability. Are examples of first language, people first language. It places the people before their disability. Special education describes what a person has, but not who they are. Also, this kind of language contains the idea of inclusive education. In 1989, more than 31% of students with disabilities will spend their time in regular or mainstream classrooms. Now, 80% of them do. Inclusive education provides all students with equal access, learning opportunities, and other opportunities in education. Oh yeah. I had a history teacher in high school who told me several of my products that I produce in her classrooms now serve as examples of excellence to her future students. She did not see my disability, but saw me as a person and student. Moments with her encouraged me to advocate for myself. In college, I would send introductory email to my professor to inform them what combination I needed to achieve the classrooms and my challenges I face in all classes. And they have always responded with gratitude. As you can see, I can tell I was given many great teachers, opportunities, and amazing support system. That's my mom, by the way. She's right there. The quality of education I received would not been possible without my family, especially my mom. My mom fought for me, and for many things I did not know I needed. Some people believed that I would do better in a restrictive classroom setting. My mom fought for me to remain in the mainstream classrooms because she knew what I needed most. And it impacted my career, and I graduated from TCU with honors because, oh, thank you. Because of great support I received, I desire to give back to all students in the future and my now students, and fight for them like my mom fought for me. These stories, teachers, and many other factors have impacted my decision to enter education. In fact, the need for special education teachers is expected to grow by only 4% from 2021 to 2031. As someone who has a disability and who we utilized and benefited from special education throughout my educational career, I have a unique perspective to analyze and explore educational systems. Without that comes a bigger commitment to helping future students and generations have equal access to services, tools, and other opportunities to succeed in life and their education goals. Now, I am a prepared professional working at a grade school while returning to college to earn my teaching certification. Someone once told me, your speech may be different, but it draws people in. I remember thinking, what a funny joke that was. but now I am slowly seeing what they meant. A student of mine once told me, "You understand me in ways the other teachers don't." Moments like that show me my stories or experiences impact or change others. Statements like these can be very powerful. And the unique experiences that I have experienced impacted the way I carry myself in adulthood. My hope is that my students understand that their disability may be always with them, but it gives them a greater reason to better themselves or redefine themselves. Because the white people will want to hear their story, help them, and be part of their life. Because the white people know that they matter and always will matter. Special education helps them to see their value and who they truly are. But most importantly, to never settle in life. Life will present you with many opportunities and choices, small, big, and everything in between. These opportunities are timed for everyone, including students with disabilities, to redefine their steps and continue a path of success, fulfillment, and the best overall quality of education in life. I forgot a closing line. Sorry about that, but thank you for listening. There you go. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. This is for you. I want to read this one, and then I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Okay, when I called Emma and I texted her and I said, okay, because we were going to just get her flowers. I thought, they died. So I called her and I said, would you use an Amazon card? And she said, yeah. So that's what we gave her, but I went to the florist. I thought, I'll just get her a little flower. And I ended up getting her a succulent. And I want to read this to you because I got online. It's amazing. I said, how can a succulent coordinate with a beginning teacher? This is what it said. Succulent plants are known for their ability to thrive in harsh conditions and with minimal care. They are resilient and adaptable, such like a beginning teacher who is learning to navigate the challenges of the classroom. Just as succulents require a little bit of attention and care to flourish, a new teacher needs support and guidance to grow and develop their skills. With time, patience, and the right resources, both succulents and beginning teachers can thrive and reach, I'm gonna cry, their full potential.
Thank you.
That was so well.
Thank you.
You're so good.